Well, the instructions say to tell whether it's a percent of increase or decrease, and that's the easiest part. So we're going to look at what the change is, and the change goes from 75 or 78 up to 125. That's an increase. Be sure you write that. All right, on the second one, it goes from 41 down to 24. That's a decrease. Okay, so make sure that you're writing this first part. And then we're supposed to find the percent of change. And that percent of change is equal to the difference over the original, and that equals the percent over 100. So looking at the problem on the left, the original was $78, and it's gone up to 125. We got to find the difference. We have to actually do the problem separately, so we do 125 minus 78. It gives us 47. So my difference is 47. And I'll write that on top of the 78. And that equals the percent over 100. I'm just going to review this once, and that would be to solve a proportional, cross multiply and divide by the one on the diagonal. Please don't type into a calculator 47 times 100. That's 4,700. And we're going to divide it by 78. Use a calculator to do that. And we end up with a 60.25% change, which actually, if I look at it, it goes 256. So I guess I should round that to a 60.26% change. All right. It does say round to the nearest whole percent in the instructions, so I'm going to call that 60% change. Let's look at the second one. If I go from 41 down to 24, that's a decrease of 17. So my change is 17 over the original, which was 41, and that equals the percent over 100. If I multiply 17 times 100, I get 1700 divided by 41. And using a calculator, I get 41.46. And that rounds up to 41.5. So if 41.5, that's actually equal to 42%. So suppose you want to rent a limo, and it costs $85. Plus, for the first 3 hours, plus 7% sales tax. What's the total cost for 6 hours? Well, 6 hours would be 2 of the 3s, so it would be that times 2. So I'll have to do 85 times 2. That comes out to be $170 for those 6 hours, but then I've got to do a 7% sales tax. And so I'll go back to what I know, and I'll say is over of, and that equals the percent over 100. And what I'm wondering is, what is 7% of 170? Well, I don't know the is. I said what is 70% of 170. Or I'm sorry, 7% over 100. And then I'll use my calculator. I'll go 7 times 170. and I'll get 1190. And then I'll divide that by 100. And I'll end up moving my decimal 2 places over, or you can do this on a calculator if you want to do it really slowly. You'll get $11.90. That's our tax. And our tax gets added on to our cost. And our cost we figured out for 6 hours was $170. So we'll take that $170 and we'll add it to the 1190. And as an answer, I'll get $181.90.